So, how much time you think it will take for a flagship device to be irrelevant or can't keep up anymore? Today, we're talking about a device from 2018. Um, but it's Huawei. Huawei. Alright, guys. So let's set up some context. I'm recording using the Samsung S20 Plus, right? And this is the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. And this phone is keeping up, guys. This phone is keeping up. I don't know what's going on. From 2018 to now, there have been many changes and many improvements to smartphones. So it's surprising to see a device from 4 years ago still keeping up in almost every area. So let's talk about the cameras. They are still impressive after 4 years. I think it's because of Leica did the optics for this device, and no matter what, good optics will always be good optics, if you understand what I mean. Today we have software that assists the camera a lot, but compared to just good hardware, it will still impress no matter how much years pass. I can't remember, I'm not quite sure, but I believe in 2018 or 2019, this phone was the best camera phone. Whatever year it came out, it was the best camera phone of that year. So let's talk about the cameras. I should totally put stuff that y'all could see for comparison. Alright guys, so we in camera just to get an idea of what the camera is capable of. I think this is the best way to show y'all. So right now we are in photo mode with AI on. So it'll detect depending on that's on a mountain. That's not a mountain AI. That's the mountain phone. That's the mountain. Right, so let's see how much zoom we could get. We just went into the 3x camera and now I believe we just cropping. So now we could see that man driving his thing and there's green stuff on it. Alright, so let's zoom into something else again. See if you could see some buildings. Oh. Alright, so now we're seeing the buildings. K-pop. They should sponsor this video now. So let's go into video mode now. Alright, so we have resolutions. We have 4K 30, 1080p, 18 by 9. No clue what that's for. 16 by 9, which is where would give you 60 frames per second if you want to, and 21 by 9, which I love. You get that cinematic look. Let's see if you get to switch to the 3x cam. Ah, you do. So that's good. Let's see how much. Alright, so that's how much you get in. Yes, you get 10 times zoom if you're doing video. This is all handheld, by the way. I've been practicing, and there's stabilization in the phone. So if you go into the 3x, oh, good. Alright. Alright, switches. See now it moves compared to, let's say, 1. Wide. Let's see how quick the camera is. Let's see, well, not quick, but if you could spur the moment, capture something. Last time, actually. Yep. Oh, how perfectly. Let's go into Pro. And you would notice the Pro is a little slow, but with the 40, get that amount of quality. And keep in mind we're not assisting the camera And anyway, this is handheld. There's no ND filter, no polarizer, no nothing. This is just straight out the camera. The quality you would be seeing it at would be less. Yes, we bird hunting. Yeah, we bird hunting. How much birds do you think we could get? We could get you know the funny thing about something like that. If you want to capture the birds, then the birds never appear. And then when we're talking about so what was that? Okay, so what was happening? What happened just now is maybe I pressed it by accident trying to catch the bird, but what happened? It stopped recording. Like bird. Yeah. So if you wanna you see what I'm talking about? Look how fast that was. And there's birds next to the tractor, guys. But you could capture the moon with this, huh? I don't know if we qualify this test as the dynamic range or whatever, but you see the shadows in the mountain. Let's see what happens, what the camera would do if we zoom into the shadows, if it tries to fix it or... Right, so you're on 23, 15. Okay. So it tries to fix it a little bit, but... Alright guys, so just giving you all a sample of the 1080 by 60. To be fair, I wanted to be fair, what I wanted to do was like give you a proper example of how it looks. So this is where we are. It's a little bit brighter than this actually, but you'll get a gist of what's going on here. Yeah, so with let's say you want to vlog, is this good for vlogging? If you have it, it's cheaper than buying something else. Not to say it's bad at vlogging or anything like that, but a lot of people get caught up in the gear, the equipment, as opposed to let me start with what I have and learn what I need to learn. So that is something you should really consider. Learning is more important than what you have. Ooh, there's a cool thing. What's that? Is it a drone? Something flying in the... that thing. What is it? There's a kite. Oh, it's a kite, yeah. Maybe if we were in 4K, we would have been able to get it better. One thing I want to mention, the range on this, the dynamic range on this is great. Because I had it in, because I have it in manual mode, I need to use the ND filter. So I'm using it in manual mode, so I have a ND filter on it. But straight out of camera, let's say you were using it automatic, you wouldn't have a problem. It'll be roughly about this. It's just the motion blur would be a little bit different. I'm gonna take it off the ND filter so you get an idea how it's looking right now. Right, so that's how it's looking right now. Doesn't mean anything if I change everything to auto. Roughly the same place. And go back on. This is handheld. This is me. I'm sitting on a tree trunk right now and I'm just rotating my body. And because we're shooting at 60, it'll be a little smoother than 30 or 24. Alright guys, so now we are in 4K 30. Same settings in terms of shutter speed and ISO. Moving around, seems like we have some stabilization. This is me in 4K. Probably not going to look too appealing because it's a little more detailed and the skin needs some love. But however, with the zoom, because we're shooting in 4K, we get a little more detail. So yeah, yeah, that's a huge step up. So if you're doing something like just nature or wildlife, you have some zoom, and it switches to the three times. It doesn't do that. It wasn't doing that just now on 1080 60. So not sure what that's about. Alright guys, so there's like the million time I'm trying to get this done. What keep happening is something always going wrong during the recording, so hopefully we could get this one done. Right, so we're talking about performance, and the best way to do that is with gaming. So what we're doing is we're playing PUBG on the highest settings available for the phone. I'm gonna see what that's like. So I've had this phone when it was on Android 10, right? I've never had it on 8 or 9. So I can't speak about when it was on those older versions of Android. However, I've never gotten the phone to lag or slow down, anything like that. And I think it has to do with Huawei's how they manage apps. So what they do is if they realize that you haven't used an app for a while, they're gonna kill the app, which is reasonable. Because the app would be draining resources in the background as well as draining battery, so it's better to do that. In terms of heat, I've never gotten the phone hot except if I'm doing something and it's on the charger. So let's say we gaming as is right now, I'm on the charger, so eventually I'll get a little bit of heat. If you play PUBG, you would notice it's a bit quiet here. I haven't played in a while actually, so they have me on amateur hour. One thing I want to mention about the phone is it's like a complete package because as opposed to other phones where it has a few killer features and then it's lacking in one area or another, on this one there's none really lacking. For example, I could shoot a video and there's a full-fledged editor built in, so I don't have to download I don't have to download or pay for editor. I could use the stock editor. There's actually this video and the upcoming videos, actually all until I get a laptop or something that could do better editing, will be done on the phone. Apart from fast charging, you also have reverse wireless charging. So let's say I was using headphones or something like that, and they wirelessly charge. I could charge them on the back of the device, which is great. And you could also show off. So if your friend has an iPhone and he's talking about all the new Apple things, you could put his iPhone to charge on the back of your phone and be like, your phone can't do that, and then he'll get upset. Let's go look for some trouble and see what happens. Alright guys, so we're talking about like the aesthetics of the phone as well as the nitpicky stuff, like stuff I don't like. So let's get into it. Now first off, the phone is still gorgeous. It's still a good looking phone even today in 2021. So one thing I want to point out, if you decide to get one of these or you have one, the back of this is very slippery. So if you're in a situation where your hands sweat a lot, it's not going to end well. So you do need a case, which is why I'm doing it like this. I'm actually afraid of something happening to it, so I'm going to put it back in the case for now. There's some deep edges. It actually curves off. The display curves off. I don't like typing on it too much. Right, so one of the problems with the typing is you have to get accustomed to the edges, typing on the edge, because sometimes it'll reject it, sometimes it won't. So I have to keep that in mind. What I think they should have done was have the keyboard on the flat part of the screen and let you use that, or even, oh well, they swipe. So that's good. Let's give you a little speaker test. This is my music, so I could. Right, so the speaker fires from the bottom as well as the top, although the speaker itself is behind the charging port. I can't say for sure if it's one or two speakers, or if the speaker is just sharing, like it's just aimed at both holes, so to speak. So front facing camera, no problem actually. Let's go to that. See? It's actually pretty clean. This is a HDR AMOLED display, so viewing and stuff on it is amazing. But as you can see with the wallpaper, the blacks are black. Oh, and remember when I was talking about like a complete package? Okay, look at this. This phone is capable of high definition recording, right? So you can record up to 4K 30. And it really sucks not having something that could, let's say you string it together and you keep the quality. Because I'm sure many of you would have been in a situation where you created a video and you're watching the original videos and you notice the huge difference in quality. And that was something that was bothering me with the S20 and other phones I have. It's not just Samsung. But look at this. This is built in. This. So this is the actual video we're working on, this video. And this is the built-in editor. Look at that. You could split, export frames, let's go through. Look at all the stuff you could do at this. And let's say I was going to export. Absolutely no problem. So you choose your resolution, you could go up to 4K, 4K 60. You could choose to compress it or not. According to your setting, the file size will change, so it'll give you an estimate of how big the video would be. You could change your frame rate. I don't know what happens if you go to the wrong frame rate. So let's say the video was 30 and then you export at 60. I don't know what will happen there. But yeah, that's like a great touch. That's the company caring about the overall experience with the phone. One thing I don't like, I know I don't like this. I mean, let's go full. How the case and the phone is designed, I always smudge the camera just handling the phone. And I mean, it's not a big issue because when I put on the camera, I immediately know if the camera is smudged or not. That's how clean it is. So if I turn on the camera and I see that looks weird, I know immediately the camera is smudged. But I mean, that's where the notch came in. At least you would have been able to feel, oh, okay, approaching the camera, so I shouldn't be around there. Most of the audio you heard was from the Huawei's microphones. If you're recording video, that's the quality you should expect or would expect. Face unlock is pretty fast on this, so look, right? That's it. As soon as I pick it up, it's turned on the display to scan my face. And it works through masks, surprisingly. But it works through my mask. I can't speak on like every mask out there, but I wear the regular, normal, everybody mask, and I don't get problems with that. I don't know if it's because of the technology they're using, or if it's just some cheap thing, but for it to be that fast still, I think is the technology they're using. So let's see if we can see it. Ooh, yeah, they're saying that. Okay, so it's the technology. They're scanning. They're looking for a face. So those are the lights that scan your face. In closing, guys, this is still an amazing phone. I still consider this a flagship grade phone, because since 2018 there hasn't been much improvement in terms of the capabilities of the phone. Yes, phones have gotten faster, but there's nothing to take advantage of the speed, so it doesn't really make a difference. And cameras have gotten better, but that's more on the software side. So it's not to say okay, this new phone is so much better than this, because like I mentioned before, I also have the S20 Plus, and it's not much of a difference. I mean, the S20 Plus is a little bit better in terms of video, but in pictures it's about the same thing. What would change or change your opinion is if you like the end result. So Samsung's way of handling a picture as opposed to Huawei's way of handling a picture. Same with video. It will be down to your opinion, but on a base level, it's not that much difference. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I have a lot more in store.